Hi there, this is just a very quick video because I'm in the process of studying for some exams that are coming up in the next couple of weeks, so I thought instead of just not posting anything at all, I'd just do something very quick. So that's why it's not particularly detailed and it's just something very small as well. So I wanted to do something a little bit more fantasy inspired, so I thought a castle in the clouds almost, and I actually cut out a circle out of some watercolour paper, and then after I thought of this design I thought it would look perfect in this circle. So like I said, I used a circle cutter and cut out this circle. I then sketched in my castle and used some inexpensive masking fluid called Frisk masking fluid. I got this from Hobbycraft. Like I said, it's not very expensive, it's not like Winsor and Newton or Rowney product, so I used that to mask out the clouds and the castle, and then used my Winsor and Newton travel cotton and watercolour set, which has a very limited palette of colours. Like you saw at the start, I had a colour card, I can't remember the word. So I used for the background intense blue, and I wanted to create kind of like different layers of colour, so I just blotted in a bit of darker, more intense blue, and then washed out a little bit of the other blue, so it creates that kind of like mottled effect. And as you can see, after I pulled off the masking fluid, once the watercolour was dry, I found that it didn't leave crisp enough lines where the roofs are, so using like a mixture of ultramarine and burnt umber, I created a kind of like Payne's grey colour, and created the roofs with a bit more of a point to them and a bit more I can't remember the word, I'm terrible with remembering things, a bit more definition, that's the word. And then I just blotted in all the roofs first because I wanted to see where everything was before I started colouring the sky and the towers, because I wanted the clouds in the towers, because I wanted the clouds to mimic the kind of yellowish look that the towers had, because I thought if there's going to be a very yellowish sun shining on them, it's going to have that kind of like yellow tinge to everything. So I wanted those to be similar, but I needed to define where each part was going to be. So I use I put on a layer of watercolour over everything. I colour everything in with my watercolours. I used cadmium yellow and yellow ochre for the clouds and the towers. I then used my Derwent pencil colouring pencils just to add some more definition and some highlights and some dark areas, and the bottom kind of like half but in a diagonal is shaded because I thought if the sun's behind and it's kind of shining on the upper side, the bottom side's going to be very much shaded, so I added kind of like a wash of shaded colour, much like the Payne's grey I created, over that bottom half. And then after doing that, I used my Staedtler pigment liners, 005 line thickness, just to line everything, create windows, layers, show that where everything's defined a bit more, and create the look of the castle. As I said, it's not very detailed, it was quite a rush thing, because like I said, I am in the middle of my exams, so I'm revising a lot. But yeah, it looked quite good. And then once I'd finished with everything had completely dried, I used Rowney poster and watercolour varnish just to go over everything, create this lock-in of the paint, so if any water gets on it, it's not going to run, and it just gives it a nice finish, and that's about it. I like it. The topmost tower, I don't like the detail on that, kind of went a bit wrong. I wish that I'd created that a bit more simply, but all in all, I think it looks quite nice, and yeah, so that's it that I can say about that. Just thinking if I've got any news. I don't think I've got any news. I've stopped twitching for a while because, again, it's to do with exams and things, but after my exams I should be able to Twitch stream some more, so please come and join me. And if you want to have a look at what I'm doing before I upload any videos, come and join me on Twitter and on Instagram, and I post up pictures of everything I'm working on there and then, whether it's video related or just a hobby related, because I don't actually post up everything I do. So if you want to see what I do, have a chat, because I wouldn't mind talking to some of you and getting some of your advice and critiques. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.